Welcome to the Catholic Apostolate Center's Blogcast series. Today's episode is titled Journeying Through Holy Week, written and read by Sarah Harrigan. It's amazing to think that we have wandered with Jesus in the desert for nearly 40 days now. I have taken this Lenten season to feel more connected with Jesus and strengthen my relationship with Him in prayer. This past Sunday, the church celebrated Palm Sunday, which commemorates Jesus' journey into Jerusalem and marks the first day of Holy Week, one of the most important times in our faith. The rest of this week consists of Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter, all of which are wonderful times to reflect on the strength and love shown by Jesus during his final days, his death, and his resurrection. The gospel for this week is one that I always find interesting to hear, as it gives a lot of insight into some of the traditions that we see during our usual Sunday services. For example, in this gospel, we hear about the body and blood of Christ at the Last Supper. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, said the blessing, broke it, and gave it to his disciples, and said, "Take and eat, this is my body." Then he took a cup, gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which will be shed on behalf of many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, from now on I shall not drink this fruit of the vine until the day when I drink it with you, new in the kingdom of my Father." While not the direct translation said during Mass, this is something that we hear every time we are at church, something that is just ingrained in the flow of Mass. Yet, here, in one of the most important readings of our faith, we see how it all first began. I like to imagine myself as a fly on the wall during the Last Supper. How did the apostles react? What was their body language? Were they scared, confused, or excited to be with Jesus? Jesus knew what he was about to face on the cross. He knew about his eventual death and resurrection. Yet, he knew his work before those events was not done. He had to continue to preach to the apostles. In hindsight, probably no one would have expected him to do that. He was facing death. Nowadays, people will say, if you knew you only had 1 week left before you died, what would you do? The usual answers are things like going on a fancy vacation, winning the lottery, and completing items on one's bucket list. But the reality is that most of us don't know when our time will come. On the contrary, Jesus did know what his fate would be when he entered into Jerusalem. He knew the importance of his death on the cross, and he knew it was important for him not to stray from his intentions. The strength shown by Jesus in this Last Supper is one that few could have shown, and it is important for us to recognize as we continue through Holy Week. As we finish up our Lenten season, I hope that you all have taken some time to deepen your relationship with Christ and reflect on the importance of the season in your own heart. May these last few days of Lent guide you through some of the darkest days of our church into the glory of the resurrection. I hope you all have a wonderful Easter celebration.